I'm wondering if I'm live. It looks like I am live. So, hello, Conscious Dancers. My name is Diana from the Consciousness Festival. And as every Thursday, 7 p.m., we meet here in these two channels, Instagram and Facebook, to talk about consciousness and about dance. And today I have invited a very beautiful friend called Katrin Jonas, who has developed a beautiful technique called body awareness. So I'm going to invite her. What is happening? I'm going to invite her. Okay, I'm having some problems here with Instagram. Let me just... here we are. Okay, so guys, I already talked a little bit before, somehow it was not working on Instagram, that I have invited today a beautiful friend called Katrin Jonas, who developed a beautiful technique called body awareness. And I'm going to invite her now to be part of, there she is. Okay. Let's see if she joins us. Katrin.
Yeah.
Where is she? Where is she? Can she hear me? Can she come back to me? Let's see. If it's not working, guys, I will have to call her back and come back to you guys in a moment.
So I cannot
it's apparently not working for her.
Let me check. So
I don't know why.
Diana, I can hear you now.
So there she is. Let's see if she can join us. There she is.
Hello, Diana.
Hi,
yeah,
Katrin.
so we made it, huh?
We made it. Yes. Yeah. So I can see that your camera is a little bit too low in Instagram in your cell phone. If you can just come a little bit down.
Yeah, let me check that we have that. Yeah, and it's the thing with.
No, just maybe the computer. You can just make a little bit.
Let me check, but then the other camera comes down.
Okay.
Let me play a bit. This is not yet better, no?
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
What is set up here? Streaming on both.
Yes. So guys, this is Katrin, also known as Turilla. At least this is how I know her.
Yeah.
And Katrin is right now in UK.
Yeah.
Yes. Katrin, I would love to share this interview or use this interview for the people to get a little bit of an understanding what is body awareness, this beautiful approach you created. I know you're also working a lot with Feldenkrais, so maybe you can share a little bit about these two practices in the frame of the conscious dance approaches.
Yeah, body awareness, it's actually rooted in body awareness, of course, no? And in my understanding, to be aware of the body and the needs of the body, to be aware of our feelings and emotions, which are expressed by the body. Yeah, this is the base for any change. We all look for change in this or that way, but we search change very often in our thoughts, or how we should behave or how we shouldn't. No? Yeah, exactly. And what is right? What do I have to do? What shouldn't I do? And this is actually all, in my understanding, not the right direction. The base of it all is to become aware of the body, because this is where we come from. Yeah, we are all born with a huge sensitivity in our bodies. No, we are born and we define ourselves via sensitivity. We feel ourselves. We don't have any clue of this world. So we feel. And what feels right, this is attractive for us. As a baby, as a little child, when we grow, we have no interest in things which don't feel right. Yeah?
Wow, I had never thought about that, but
Yeah.
it's so true.
Yeah, no child is interested in anything that is difficult, yeah, that is goal-oriented, that looks good, yeah, that is impressive. A child doesn't care. It just feels, okay, that feels good. Yeah, that feels somehow satisfying. And oh, yes, there's pleasure. And the child always, if it has the choice to choose, it chooses always what feels right. Yeah. So the thing is that we lose this capacity. We just lose it. Of course, upbringing comes in, the values of society, education comes in. So the mind is honored, the mind is supported, but not anymore the body or how one feels. So we lose this precious capacity and replace it by thinking. So
Oh,
yes, exactly.
terrible
We
news.
yes, we replace it by thinking, and we really believe, or many people really believe, that they can solve their life issues by thinking, and this is not possible. We cannot be satisfied or fulfilled by our thoughts. If we work in a cognitive way, in a mental way, of course, we it's nice to use the mind sometimes, or if one works to use the mind, but on the ground of loving, feeling, perceiving, expressing, we cannot use the mind. The mind has no idea of all these qualities, but our body has. Yeah, the body is actually the expert for this. And we should use the body as an expert for what it is responsible for. Yeah, it's for our self-perception, for our needs, for our love. Love is not up there in our heads. It's in the heart, right? And the heart belongs to the body. Also to feel what's necessary in this moment for me. This is in the body, not in our mind. Yeah. So to come back to this precious capacity to sense and feel again, become sensitive and porous, and in a way innocent. This is actually the base of body awareness, the technique or the method I developed over 25 years. And I use several methods, and the method I work mainly with is Feldenkrais method, invented by a physicist, Dr. Feldenkrais, already in the 60s or 70s. But actually, today they start recognizing it and also proving that this kind of work create changes in the brain, which we really need, to change something and to step out of pattern, or shoulds and musts. I use also trance techniques and movement meditations, Osho active meditations, Book of Secrets meditations. So it's quite a whole range of techniques, but I always come back to Feldenkrais because it is so special and it goes so deep. So yeah, this first.
Which is, it's interesting that you say it goes so deep.
Yeah.
Amazingly, to see that it's a technique that is with very small movements for
Mm-hmm.
those who have never done Feldenkrais.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you work with very small movements,
yeah, yeah,
and from there you start going actually deeper.
yeah. These small movements are necessary, or these small explorations, because this is the language of our nervous system. The language of our nervous system is not huge and strong. It's very jetzt
Open.
genau. Just fell somewhere. Let me check. So okay, yeah, it's very gentle, very quiet. One has to listen to it. I try to repair that here. So, okay, yeah. And Feldenkrais can be taught in two ways. What is most known is the work in classes or groups. So people lie down on the floor, close their eyes, and I instruct certain movements. These movements have been invented by Moshe Feldenkrais because he watched children. So these are not random movements. Feldenkrais had an own knee injury and he couldn't walk anymore. So, and of course, he did what everybody does. He went to doctors and asked for help, and they couldn't help him. And he, as a physicist, he didn't give up. He thought, no, there must be a way. And he looked at the body from his scientific point of view. And he thought, okay, we have a skeleton, we have muscles. How do they work together? How do they work with the organs, with the breath? How does it all come together? There must be a system in it, a hidden system. So, and a friend, I don't know who it was, who was a doctor for children, invited him to watch children. And he was quite puzzled because he saw that children use their bodies in a completely different way as we grown-ups do. So if they fall, they stand up again. They don't get injured. No? They are spontaneous. Yeah, if they see something that catches their interest, they start running. If they are happy, they jump up and down. You know, children always move, and they do it in a light way. So there is no heaviness in their bodies. Heaviness comes in as soon as education and conditioning comes in. But up to that point, they use their body in a completely light and effortless way. And so Feldenkrais actually asked, okay, what happens to us in our lives? 15 years later, 20 years later, this all is gone. Yeah. So he watched children. He watched children growing up. And he discovered, I mean, he's not the first one who discovered that, but he saw that they all, no matter where they have been born, do it in a similar way. They use similar movements, similar phases, where they are just in love with certain movements or gestures. Yeah. And he put all these movements into Feldenkrais sequences. So it's actually your development
Backwards.
movements. Yes. And there are also kind of primal movements where you can actually go through your whole development again. So, and this is one way. It's called awareness through movements. And as we cannot remember, we have to become aware again. And it's not about learning new movements. It's a remembrance. You remember. And if people move, sometimes they think, yes, I knew that. I knew that. And this is the beauty of it, no? People become very comfortable with themselves again. sometimes if there's a clash with certain emotions, no, if we freeze our muscles and we build up muscle tensions, sometimes we have to repress emotions. And if you come in contact with these emotions, so it can be also sometimes a bit painful, but mostly it's a very soft and gentle way of moving. Yeah.
So from this, I understand you're right when you say from this, let's say, remembering these movements that we used to do, we go back. No, we go back into these movements, remembering them, and from there we start a healing process of our own mobility. This is how I understand you, right?
Yeah. We reorganize actually our nervous system again towards our nature. Because if we offer our nervous system natural movements, then, and our nervous system has the choice. It always chooses the lighter version, the effortless version, the pleasant version. Yeah. It never chooses effort, discipline, or things which are not natural. Yeah. So yeah, this is one way, and there is another way. It's one-to-one work. It's called functional integration. So people come to me and they lie down on a treatment table, and the movements which are usually done on the mattress are taken over by myself. So I do these movements in a passive way with them, and this is even deeper sometimes because the people can completely relax and just follow the work of my hands. Yeah.
So it's a hands-on work.
Yeah. But very, very gentle. So there's no tension created. It's going back.
Yeah. I love this because it's a way of healing, of deep healing without going into, let's say, for example, therapy. Yes, which sometimes can be very. Sometimes people have some fear of going into therapy, because it can be harsh.
Yeah.
Not saying all the therapies, but some of the therapies can be a little bit harsh. And this sounds like a very, very soft way of moving into healing process.
Yeah. Well, it's not therapy. Feldenkrais was very clear about this because if you go in therapy, that gives you already the feeling that something is wrong with you. Yeah. Nothing is wrong with us, but we have to find our way back. Yeah. So we have our being is always there. And this is a nice side effect. I'm not sure that Feldenkrais actually, that it was his intention, but he was also interested in meditation. I guess he also must have felt it. But if I work with clients, we immediately bridge from movements to meditation. It always happens by itself. And this is the part I like most. It happens.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not something that is imposed on someone. So people have the choice.
Yes, I hear you. I want to let's have a short break because I want to remind, or actually, I want to invite our friends, our viewers, to our next in-person event, which is happening actually in 3 weeks from now. It's the first retreat edition on the Greek island of Lesbos. And it's going to be a 5 days immerse journey of conscious dance approaches. So we have invited different facilitators. We're going to have also live music. We're going to have sound journeys, a very colorful program for you to experience this different and very varied world of the conscious dance. And it's going to happen on June 25th till 29th. All the information, so you can just go on the link in the comments, or you just go to the link in bio for the ones in Instagram. Good. Katrin, how come that you ended up doing this? I'm always very curious about how we end up, deciding, okay, this is what I want to share with people. Yes, this is because in my experience, we share that which we discovered for ourselves that has helped us. But I'm always curious how it is for each of us.
Yeah. My God, I feel that started already in an age of 6. Because I have been trained as a gymnast as a child. I started with 6. So yeah, I have been trained and my body has been disciplined. So I was in competitive sports,
Yes.
and they prepared me for the national team in Germany. So,
Wow.
but I had a back injury, and that was actually, if I look back, it was the first reminder that something is not right. Yeah, but I didn't know anything else. So my childhood was about being in gymnasiums. So so then I was pretty lost, not being in sports anymore, and I didn't know which profession to choose. And I started studying. I became a teacher for sports education. Of course, there was nothing else. Yeah, and and then I went to I started teaching, and that was definitely not for me. I love children, but I didn't like the way how schools operate. That was torture for me. Yeah, that was such a torture. So then I thought, okay, what to do now? And I thought, okay, choose something that's similar. I became a physiotherapist. So I studied physiotherapy, and it was the same. It was okay. It was better than school, but still not what I was searching for. But then I met my first Feldenkrais teacher, and that was the thing. That okay, it's the first time in my life that something hits me, that has something to do with me. Yeah, and not with something that comes from the outside, that is imposed on me, that I have to fulfill. And that was then quite a journey. So the training for practicing Feldenkrais method is quite long, 4 years. And when I started, my trainer said to me, everything will change in these 4 years. Nothing will be left. And I said, yeah, let him talk. No, it was true. Everything changed. Everything.
This was before you met Osho and the meditations?
Yeah, before. And it was the time when I finished my Feldenkrais training. Then I came in contact with the Osho Active Meditations, and I fell in love with Book of Secrets meditations. And that went like this, it was all coming together, and it was a pretty exciting time. And I thought, my God, this is like a new life. And then it became clear where my path has to lead me to. But it was a long journey, and of course, all self-experience, right? So it's important.
Very nice. And nowadays you are sharing, let's say, the practical work, no, where you give the individual sessions and you give the groups, but you're also an author. You have also written several books now. I know.
I do a lot of practical work. I mean, since a year more online, I have my own Bodywareness trainings, and I write books. I'm now I have the deadline on the 15th of June for the next book. So I'm in this hot phase at the moment. And the first 2 books, they are about body awareness, meditation, and pain. So I developed a 30-day program for pain relief for people with chronic pain. so people can really do it. I mean, it's all in German up to now. And then I wrote 3 books for women. Body awareness for women, meditation for women, women meditate differently. So there's 1 book in English also available. And yeah, 1 book that shocked a lot of people, it's called, if I translate, Naked. So we came to the naked truth in terms of body and the body awareness of women. Yeah, I think, or I feel there is so much more to do, because what I see is what women do with their bodies that is painful. Yeah, just to fulfill the body image that comes from Hollywood, from social media, from I don't know whom. Yeah, so there is still a lot of things to do. Yeah, and a new book that will be launched in September. If difficult to translate, but let's say body whispering. Yeah, so it's really 48 exercises, many of them Feldenkrais, but body awareness exercises, really to go into the depth and to become more and more and more refined in our body perception. And really going back to this sensitivity we bring into this world.
Wow, so you hear, guys, you have options to do things online with Katrin, but you also have the possibility to read one of her books, where she guides you also through different exercises, and she gives you some of the bases for your body to become, for you to become more and more aware and more aware of your body, and to feel a little bit more at home in your body, little by little.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to meditate also, first of all, we need our body, because this is our home, no?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's no other way around.
Katrin, it has been a huge pleasure. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I need to say this. We try to have Katrin in our upcoming retreat edition in Greece. It didn't happen this year, but I really, really hope next year we can count with you on this Greek island, June 25th till 29th, and could probably next year similar dates.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you can already put it in your calendar. Start
I
preparing.
have to, because it's already quite full.
You're always so busy. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah,
Katrin.
thank you, all of
And
you.
I hope to see you guys very, very soon.
Yeah, good
Bye
luck
bye.
for Greece.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.